UBC Radio Network, your national preferred choice. We broadcast all over Uganda and beyond. Join us on 98 FM in Kampala, 99.4 FM Lira, and 97.4 FM Arua. UBC Radio, inspiring Uganda.
Programme Rendez-Vous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Comment tu t'appelles? Voilà Lou. Je m'appelle. Comment tu t'appelles? Wanji. Papa.
Hey, Natukunda. Okelo. French time. Yo, what's up? It's French time.
Bonjour à tous. Comment ça va?
Interactive teaching of French at Makerere University Rift Research Project. Johnny, Annie, Rendez-Vous. Rendezvous.
So don't miss out on your favorite French learning show every Sunday from 8:15 to 9 p.m. here on UBC Radio.
Chers auditeurs, bienvenue à notre programme Rendez-Vous. Rendez-Vous.
Rendez-Vous.
Rendez-vous.
Rendez-vous.
We welcome you to our French program, proudly sponsored by the RIF2 Project, Makerere University, in partnership with the Department of European and Oriental Languages at Makerere University. Be sure to catch us every Sunday at UBC FM, Inspiring Uganda. UBC is found at 98.0 FM, that is in Kampala, 99.4 FM in Lira, 97.4 FM in Arua. You can also subscribe to our online social media platforms, that is Facebook, Twitter, and our YouTube channel. All of them under the name Rendez-Vous Rive Do. Rendez-Vous Rive Do. Rendez-Vous.
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 In studio with us, we have I myself. Moi, je m'appelle Wycliffe Agaba. Je suis professeur de français. Je suis avec mes élèves. Comment tu t'appelles?
Je m'appelle Douce Bahire, j'étudie à St. Peter's in Zambia.
Et toi?
Je m'appelle Natmania Lodrick de l'école St. Peter's in Zambia.
Très bien. Et toi?
Je m'appelle Kenya Patrick de l'école St. Peter's in Zambia.
Excellent.
Je m'appelle Akelo Christine. Je suis étudiante à St. Peter's in Zambia.
Excellente.
Je m'appelle Sechitoleko Arthur de l'école St. Peter's SS in Zambia.
Merci beaucoup, Sechitoleko Arthur. Dear listeners, our students are going to be welcoming you to this lesson today with a very lovely song. And right now, I invite them to welcome us to the program right now this evening. Bonjour mes amis, comment ça va?
Bonjour mes amis, comment ça va? Ça va bien, ça va mal, ça va comme c'est comme ça. Bonjour mes amis, comment ça va?
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir mes amis, comment ça va? Bonsoir mes amis, comment ça va? Ça va bien, ça va mal, ça va comme c'est comme ça. Bonjour mes amis, comment ça va?
Salut.
Salut mes amis, comment ça va? Salut mes amis, comment ça va? Ça va bien, ça va mal, ça va comme c'est comme ça. Salut mes amis, comment ça va?
Merci beaucoup, nos élèves. Thank you very much, our dear children. Dear listeners, by now you should be knowing that bonjour, bonsoir, salut, all those are greetings. And when they say comment ça va, what do they want to know? When they say comment ça va, when they ask comment ça va, what do they want to know? Yes, Patrick.
How is your day?
How is your day? How are you? How is the going? And when they say ça va bien, ça va bien, ça va bien would mean, ça va bien would mean, yes, Douce.
I'm okay.
I'm very okay. Ça va bien. Ça va comme ci comme ça. Ça va comme ci comme ça. It would mean you're telling our listeners, ça va comme ci comme ça.
Good or bad?
Good. Someone is saying good or bad. I am fair. I am okay. I am there. In this everyday language. I am there. And when they say ça va mal, ça va mal.
Bad.
Yes, Joshua?
I'm not feeling good.
I'm not feeling good. I am not fine. I'm not okay. Dear listeners, those are greetings which we covered in our very, very first episode of Rive Do. Rendez-vous.
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 And today in this program, before we begin our topic for today, I want us to remind ourselves of what we covered last time. And if you to remember very well, dear listeners, we did what we call the means of transport. And our friends in the class today are going to be describing for us how they move to school. When they ask you, comment vas-tu à l'école? How do you go to school? What would you reply? We are going to get very interesting remarks from our learners to tell us how they move to schools. Who do I begin with today? Let me begin with Christine. Oui, Christine, comment vas-tu à l'école?
Je vais à l'école en bus.
Très bien. Elle va à l'école en bus. Applaudissez. Merci beaucoup, Christine. Joshua, comment vas-tu à l'école?
Je m'en vais en taxi.
Comment je vais à l'école en taxi? Oui, Joshua, again.
Je m'en vais en taxi.
Je vais à l'école en taxi. Merci beaucoup, Joshua. Which would mean that he goes to school by taxi. Patrick, comment vas-tu à l'école?
Je viens à l'école en bateau.
Il va à l'école en bateau. Probably he comes from Kalangala, from the island areas. He goes to school by boat. Roderick, comment vas-tu à l'école?
Je vais à l'école en avion.
My goodness. Roderick va à l'école en avion. What does en avion mean? You tell our listeners out there.
An aeroplane.
Wow. Applaudissez. Il va à l'école en avion. Et finalement, Douce, comment vas-tu à l'école?
Je vais à l'école à pied.
Very good. Since St. Peter's, Zambia is very close by, elle va à l'école à pied. Excellent. Dear listeners, these are the means of transport that we looked at the previous time that we were here. Right now, dear listeners, our students are going to be repeating their sentences such that they can be very, very clear to us. And this time round, I'm going to begin with Douce. Comment vas-tu à l'école?
Je vais à l'école à pied.
Très bien.
Je vais à l'école à pied.
Very good.
Je vais à l'école en avion.
All together.
Je vais à l'école en avion.
Très bien.
Je viens à l'école en bateau.
Répétez.
Je vais à l'école en bateau.
Très bien, Christine.
Je vais à l'école en bus.
Répétez.
Je vais à l'école en bus.
Très bien.
Je vais à l'école en taxi.
Merci.
Je vais à l'école en taxi.
Excellent. Applaudissez-vous. So, dear listeners, those were the means of transport that we discussed the previous time that we were here. Today, this time round, we are going to be discussing a very important aspect in our day-to-day lives. Very many of us get very unfortunate with incidents of theft. And we are snatched from, we are stolen from, we are robbed of our property. How can we express that in French language? That is going to be our topic for this evening. And to begin with is our title, which is called Déclaration d'un vol. The students are going to be repeating after me. Déclaration d'un vol. Répétez.
Déclaration d'un vol.
Répétez.
Déclaration d'un vol.
Très bien, dear listeners. Déclaration d'un vol. In this case, un vol refers to a theft. Our lesson is going to be, first of all, a visual one. But, dear listeners, you're going to be catered for because our students are going to, first of all, describe for you this image that they are looking at in the station. So, they are looking at an image which is being portrayed. Roderick, what is that image that you are seeing? Can you describe to our listeners the image that you're looking at in English? We're going to be describing the image that you're looking at in English.
I can see a policeman chasing a thief.
In this image, there is a policeman chasing a thief who has money. You're seeing the money, Roderick.
Yes.
You're seeing the money.
Yeah.
And what is in the background?
The
Building. And also?
Some trees.
And also some trees. Dear listeners, how can we say that in French? That is what we are going to be doing first. How can we say that in French? So, my learners, are very confident and they want to tell us those sentences, first of all, in French. These sentences in French. Let me invite Christine to tell us a sentence in French describing that image that has been described to our listeners.
La scène se passe la rue.
All of us repeat after her. La scène se passe à la route. We go.
La scène se passe à la route.
Répétez.
La scène se passe à la route.
Il y a deux personnes dans l'image.
L'image. Répétez, il y a deux personnes dans l'image.
Il y a deux personnes dans l'image.
Very good. Let me go to the next person who is going to be describing the next sentences. Roderick?
Les passeurs sortent des hommes.
Roderick is trying to say, les personnes sont des hommes. Répétez.
Les personnes sont des hommes.
Répétez.
Les personnes sont des hommes.
Very good. Je vois un bâtiment. Can you repeat that?
Je vois un bâtiment.
What would that mean? What what do I see?
A building.
Very good. Répétez, le répétez.
Je vois un bâtiment.
Very good. Je vois un bâtiment. That is very good. Yes, Deuce.
Il me semble que l'homme devant en envoyer.
Il me semble, all of us, il me semble que l'homme devant est un voyeur. Very good. That the person in the image seems to be a thief. Of course, Roderick had described to us that sentence already. Okay, all of us, il me semble que l'homme devant est un voleur. In this case, un voleur is a thief. Very good. What is the thief carrying? Yes, Patrick.
Il porte de l'argent.
Il porte de l'argent.
Il porte de l'argent.
Répétez.
Il porte de l'argent.
What is he wearing?
Il porte de lunettes.
Répétez.
Il porte des lunettes.
Répétez.
Il porte des lunettes.
Il porte des lunettes.
Il porte des lunettes.
Very good. And then the person who is chasing, l'homme derrière, est un agent de police.
L'homme derrière
est un agent de police. Répétez.
L'homme derrière
est un agent de police.
Very good. Dear listeners, that is how we can describe the sentences that we have been looking at. That the person behind is a police officer. Répétez, l'homme derrière.
L'homme derrière est un agent de police.
Very good. On va répéter les phrases from sentence number 1 up to the last one. Les étudiants.
La scène se passe la lutte.
Répétez.
La scène se passe la lutte.
Il y a deux personnes dans l'image.
Répétez.
Il y a deux personnes dans l'image.
To mean that there are how many people?
Two people.
Very good.
Les personnes sont des hommes.
Répétez.
Les personnes sont des hommes.
What would that mean? Those that the people are
men.
The people are men. Les personnes sont des hommes.
Je vois un bateau.
Je vois un bâtiment. Répétez.
Je vois un bâtiment.
To mean that I am seeing
a building.
I am seeing a building. Il me semble
que l'homme va un
L'homme voleur.
Again.
Il me semble que l'homme devant est un voleur.
Très bien. Il me semble que l'homme devant est un voleur. That it seems to me that the person, the man in front, is a thief.
Il porte de l'argent.
Répétez.
Il porte de l'argent.
What would that mean?
That
Yes.
he is carrying money.
That he is carrying money. Repeat that.
Il porte de l'argent.
Uh-huh.
Il porte de la neige.
Il porte des lunettes. Répétez.
Il porte des lunettes.
What would that mean? What would that mean? Yes, Patrick.
A thief is wearing a black
Sunglasses.
Very good, Roderick and Patrick. That he is wearing sunglasses. And then finally,
L'homme derrière
Répétez, l'homme derrière.
L'homme derrière
est un agent
de police.
Est un agent de police.
Est un agent de police.
And what would that mean? What would that mean? Joshua?
The policeman is chasing the thief.
That the man in front is a police officer. Therefore, he is chasing the thief. So he is a police officer. The man chasing the thief is a police officer. So that said and done, we have our vocabulary about déclaration d'un vol. Déclaration d'un vol. Vocabulaire. Repeat our title for the listeners out there. Répétez. Déclaration d'un vol.
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 Can you spell for them the word envol? Who can spell for us the word envol? Oui, Roderick?
Envol. U-N-V-O-L.
Répétez. Envol.
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 Christine, what did we say envol means?
Envol means theft.
A theft. Very good. Applaudissez. So here is some vocabulary that we can use when you're describing some incidences of maybe a theft. First of all, you're going to be reading for us the very first one. All of us, au secours.
Au secours.
Au secours.
Au secours.
Répétez.
Au secours.
Joshua, can you spell for us au secours?
A-U-S-E-C-O-U-R-S.
Répétez, au secours.
Au secours.
Au secours.
Au secours.
Christine, what does au secours mean?
Au secours means help.
When you're crying out to people to help you, what do you say?
Au secours.
Répétez.
Au secours.
Crying out. Dear listeners, if someone grabs something from you and you're in a French-speaking country and you want to ask for help, immediately you will shout,
Au secours.
Répétez.
Au secours.
Very good. Très bien. The next vocabulary that we have, la police.
La police.
Répétez.
La police.
Répétez.
La police.
Roderick,
Yes.
what does la police mean?
La police means the police.
It means the police. Can you spell it for them? La police.
La police. L-A-P-O-L-I-C-E. La police.
Répétez.
La police.
Répétez.
La police.
That is the police. And the police officer becomes all of us. Le policier.
Le policier.
Le policier.
Le policier.
If it is a woman, she becomes, Christine?
La policière.
Très bien, applaudissez. Répétez, la policière.
La policière.
La policière.
La policière.
Patrick, if it's a man, it becomes?
Le policier.
Très bien, le policier.
Le policier.
Répétez.
Le policier.
Dear listeners, I hope you're getting the vocabulary that is very, very important. Répétez, le policier.
Le policier.
La policière.
La policière.
Let's read from the very first vocabulary that we looked at until la policière. The first one was
On secours.
Répétez.
On secours.
The next one.
La police.
The next one.
La police.
Then the officer becomes
La policière.
pardon.
La policière.
And then the woman.
La policière.
Dear listeners, the difference between a man and a woman is presented by what we call the definite article that has been used. Lo implies a man, and then la implies a woman. Dear learners, let's repeat for them. Le policier. 1, 2, 3, go.
Le policier.
And then the woman.
La policière.
Very good. The action of stealing. The action of stealing. Deuce, can you try and read that for us?
Voler.
Very good, all of us.
Voler.
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 Which becomes a verb. Which becomes
A verb.
Are you going to spell it for us? Voler.
Voler. V-O-L-E-R.
All of us, répétez. Voler.
Voler.
Très bien. Voler.
Voler.
And what have we said that means, Joshua?
It means to steal.
It means to steal. The next vocabulary. We have already looked at that, dear listeners. Yes, Roderick.
Envol.
Répétez.
Envol.
Roderick, est-ce que tu peux épeler le mot envol? Can you spell it?
U-N-V-O-L.
Répétez.
U-N-V-O-L.
Dear listeners, when you hear UN, the pronunciation does not make it un or una, but it becomes all of us. All of us. All of us. Very good. Dear listeners, I hope you're benefiting from these pronunciations. So you read it for them.
Envol.
Répétez.
Envol.
Very good. And then we have the next term. The next term in our vocabulary. The next term in our vocabulary. Who can read this for us? Patrick wants to give it a try. Yes, Patrick?
Envoyeur.
Pardon?
Envoyeur.
Envoler.
Envoleur.
Répétez, les étudiants.
Envoleur.
Répétez.
Envoleur.
Patrick, can you spell it for them?
Envoleur. U-N-V-O-L-E-U-R. Envoleur.
Patrick has a very good French accent. Répète, applaudissez. Tous ensemble. Envoleur.
Envoleur.
If it is a woman. If it is a woman. Yes, Christine.
Une voleuse.
Very good. Applaudissez. Une voleuse.
Une voleuse.
Une voleuse.
Une voleuse.
Christine, can you spell it for them?
Une voleuse. U-N-E-V-O-L-E-U-S-E.
Répétez, une voleuse.
Une voleuse.
Une voleuse.
Une voleuse.
Similarly, dear listeners, just like there was lo and la, we have the indefinite article un and une, where un represents a masculine person and une represents a feminine person. The next vocabulary, Deuce, can you try and read it for us?
Mal placé.
Very good. Tous ensemble, mal placé.
Mal placé.
Joshua, what does mal placé mean?
To misplace.
To misplace. Répétez, mal placé.
Mal placé.
Joshua, épelez le mot mal placé. Spell it for them.
M-A-L-P-L-A-C-E-R.
Mal placé. Répétez.
Mal placé.
We have the next vocabulary. The next vocabulary. Who can read that for us? The next vocabulary. I see Roderick wanting to try. Yes, Roderick.
Beldier.
Ha! Roderick, you say perdre.
Perdre.
Répétez tous ensemble. Perdre.
Perdre.
Which would mean, what does that mean? Who can give it a try? You can think about it. Yes, Patrick.
To lose.
Very good. So the verb perdre, it means to lose. Répétez, perdre.
Perdre.
Can you spell it for them, Roderick?
Perdre. P-E-R-D-R-E. Perdre.
All of us perdre. Some words can mean to be funny and but all of us repeat perdre. And then finally we have the term. Christine, can you give it a try?
I can't.
You cannot. You can try. Yes, Patrick?
Perdre. Perdu.
Very good. Perdu.
Perdu.
Répétez.
Perdu.
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 Which means lost. Something is lost.
Yes.
C'est perdu. It is lost. Spell it for them, Patrick.
Perdu. It is P-E-R-D-U. Perdu.
All of us, perdu.
Perdu.
Let's read for them from the first one up to the last one. Au secours.
Au secours.
La police.
La police.
Le policier.
Le policier.
La policière.
La policière.
Voler.
Voler.
Envol.
Envol.
Envoleur.
Envoleur.
Une voleuse.
Une voleuse.
Mal placé.
Mal placé.
Perdre.
Perdre.
Perdu.
Perdu.
Can we now read them on our own, dear learners and listeners? The first one.
Au secours.
The second one.
La police. Le policier. La policière. Voler. Envol. Envoleur. Une voleuse.
Pardon?
Une voleuse.
Mal placé.
Mal placé. Pardon?
Mal placé.
Répétez.
Mal placé.
Perdu.
Très bien. And then finalement,
Perdu.
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 Dear listeners, that is some vocabulary that we have gathered as regards the topic of Déclaration d'envol. Can you repeat for them the topic heading?
Déclaration d'envol.
Répétez.
Déclaration d'envol.
We are now going to have cases in point where a theft can be described, and these are going to be in forms of dialogues, dear listeners. The dialogues that we have, they aid us in identifying the vocabulary that has been used in our topic that we are looking at. As we see the dialogue, it is between two people. Can you describe for them the two people that are there, Christine? Who do we have? Anna together with?
Policier.
Policier. What did we say policier was?
Policier is a police officer.
A police officer. Who is a man or a woman?
Who is a man.
Who is a man. Can you differentiate for them the difference between a male officer and a female officer? Deuce, how is the female police officer?
A female police officer is la policière.
La policière. Applaudissez. And a male police officer would be? A male police officer would be? Yes, Joshua?
Le policier.
Le policier. Patrick, répétez.
Le policier.
Très bien, tous ensemble. Le policier.
Le policier.
La policière.
La policière.
So, we begin our dialogue with this. Can we have someone ringing the police? Répétez. Allô, c'est la police.
Allô,
c'est la police.
Répétez.
Allô, c'est la police.
Make that a question.
Allô, c'est la police.
Répétez.
Allô, c'est la police.
Oui, c'est la station de la police de Chivuli.
Oui,
c'est la station de la police de Chivuli.
Oui, c'est la station de la police de Chivuli.
Oui, c'est la station de la police de Chivuli.
C'est la station.
C'est la station
de la police de Chivuli. Agent Luyanzi à l'appareil. In this case, dear listeners, Luyanzi is a name of a person. We assume that the officer is called Luyanzi. Agent Luyanzi à l'appareil. Répétez.
Agent Luyanzi à l'appareil.
Allô, c'est la police.
Allô, c'est la police.
Oui, c'est la station de la police.
Oui, c'est la station de la police.
De Chivoli.
De Chivoli.
Agent Lianzi à l'appareil.
Agent Lianzi à l'appareil.
Eh, bien, je déclare un vol.
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 On a volé ma tablette Galaxy.
On a volé ma tablette Galaxy. Eh, bien, je déclare un vol.
On a volé ma tablette
Galaxy.
Répétez, eh bien, je déclare un vol.
Eh bien, je déclare un vol.
On a volé ma tablette Galaxy.
On a volé ma tablette Galaxy.
Ah, je suis désolé.
Ah, je suis désolé.
Identifiez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
Identifiez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
Identifiez-vous,
Identifiez-vous,
s'il vous plaît.
s'il vous plaît.
Je m'appelle Anna,
Je m'appelle Anna,
une étudiante à l'école de Saint Peter's, Zambia.
une étudiante à l'école de Saint Peter's, Zambia.
Je m'appelle Anna,
Je m'appelle Anna,
une étudiante à l'école
une étudiante à l'école
de Saint Peter's, Zambia.
de Saint Peter's, Zambia.
Bon, à quelle heure?
Bon, à quelle heure?
Dans quel lieu?
Dans quel lieu?
Bon, à quelle heure?
Bon, à quelle heure?
Dans quel lieu?
Dans quel lieu?
J'étais à l'école.
J'étais à l'école.
Et c'était à 6 heures
Et c'était à 6 heures
du soir.
du soir.
J'étais à l'école.
J'étais à l'école.
Et c'était à 6 heures
Et c'était à 6 heures
du soir.
du soir.
Ok.
Ok.
J'envoie le caporal
J'envoie le caporal
Okelo
Okelo
en Zambia.
en Zambia.
Ok.
Ok.
J'envoie le caporal Okelo en Zambia.
J'envoie le caporal Okelo en Zambia.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Dear listeners, this has been a dialogue between the police officer and Anna. Now I'm going to ask the boys to act as though they are the police officer, and the girls in the studio are going to act as though they are Anna. So you get ready and you be as loud as you can, and you really say this out so that our listeners out there can hear us very, very clearly. Okay, Anna.
Allô, c'est la police.
Répétez.
Allô, c'est la police.
Oui,
c'est la station de la police de Djibouti.
Agent Lianzi à l'appareil.
Bien, je déclare un vol. On a volé ma tablette Galaxy.
Je suis désolé. Identifiez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
Je m'appelle Anna, une étudiante à l'école de Saint Peter's, Zambia.
Bon,
À quelle heure?
dans quel lieu?
J'étais à l'école et c'était à 6 heures du soir.
Ok,
Je crois Okelo
en Zambia.
Merci beaucoup.
Très bien, applaudissez. Dear listeners, the dialogue that has been showcasing has been about a theft. And I'm going to ask my students to try and interpret this dialogue for us. So, when Anna says, "Allô, c'est la police," what does that imply?
Oui.
Yes?
It means hello, is this the police?
Very good. Can you repeat that for the listeners?
Allô, is this the police?
Repeat it in French. Répétez en français.
Allô, c'est la police.
Répétez.
Allô, c'est la police.
Dear listeners, When you are calling the police in a French-speaking country and you are wondering whether it is the police indeed that you're calling, this is what you say. Dear listeners, répétez.
Allô, c'est la police.
The police officer picks up, and what do you think he says? Yes, Patrick.
Yes, it is the police from Chibuli. From Chibuli.
Very good. Let's read that for the listeners to listen.
Oui, c'est la station de la police de Chibuli.
Agent Lianzi à l'appareil. What would that mean, Joshua?
That would mean that I'm the agent of the police.
Who is that agent? What is the name?
Luyanzi.
Luyanzi. Agent Luyanzi at the phone call. All of us à l'appareil.
À l'appareil.
À l'appareil.
À l'appareil.
In that case, à l'appareil would mean at the phone call, at the phone, you know. The next one, what does that imply? Eh bien, je déclare un vol. On a volé ma tablette Galaxy. What do you think that means? What would you think that would imply? Let's imagine. Yes, Joshua.
I'm trying.
Yes, please try.
And they have stolen my tablet Galaxy.
Very good. She is reporting a theft. Let's read it for them. Eh bien,
je déclare un vol. On a volé ma tablette Galaxy.
That yes, I'm reporting a theft. They stole my Galaxy tablet. The police officer says. The police officer says, we do.
Oh, so sorry. Identify yourself, please.
Let's read that for très bien. Let's read it for them.
Je suis désolé.
S'il vous plaît.
Dear listeners, in any case, whenever I want to say I am sorry, you will simply say je suis désolé. Répétez.
Je suis désolé.
So the agent says is sorry. Je suis désolé. Identifiez-vous s'il vous plaît. Répétez.
Identifiez-vous s'il vous plaît.
Identifiez. Identifiez-vous s'il vous plaît.
Identifiez-vous s'il vous plaît.
Which Deuce told us very well that it means identify yourself, please. The next sentence, the next phrase from Anna. What do you think it means? Yes, Christine.
It means like Anna is identifying herself. Like my name is Anna and I'm a student from St. Peter's, Zambia.
Can you read that for our listeners out there? Upload it, say. Can you read that for our listeners out there?
Je m'appelle Anna, une étudiante à l'école de St. Peter's, Zambia.
The police officer goes on to ask, bon, à quelle heure? Dans quel lieu? À quelle heure? Dans quel lieu? Yes, Deuce, what do you think that would imply?
I think it implies at what time did the theft take place?
At what time did the theft take place? And also,
where?
Where? Dans quel lieu? In which place? Where? So the officer is trying to identify where all that took place. Anna replies.
J'étais à l'école et c'était à 6 heures du soir.
Très bien, applaudissez. Répétez tous ensemble. J'étais à l'école.
J'étais à l'école.
Et c'était à 6 heures du soir.
Et c'était à 10 heures du soir.
What would that imply? Please translate that for our listeners. Yes, Roderick.
That theft took place at 6. It took place at 6.
It took place at 6 p.m. And where was that? At
the tablet Galaxy.
At the tablet Galaxy. Thank you for the trial. Patrick, where do you think the place was?
At school.
Very good. Be confident. Read it
At
loudly.
school.
At school. À l'école. J'étais à l'école, which would mean I was at school, and it was at 6 evening. Okay. Jaha, let's read for them.
Okay.
Jaha le corporal.
Okelo en Zambia.
Okay, répétez. Okay, j'envoie le corporal.
Ok, j'envoie le corporal Okello à Zambia.
Which would imply, okay, I am sending Corporal Okello to Zambia. And then how does Anna conclude?
Merci beaucoup.
Which would mean?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dear listeners, we welcome you from this theme that we have been looking at. Reply for them the theme that we've been looking at. Déclaration d'un vol.
Déclaration d'un vol.
Déclaration d'un vol.
Déclaration d'un vol.
Chers auditeurs, merci beaucoup pour être partie de cet épisode de Riff 2 de Rendez-Vous. Rendez-vous.
Rendez-vous.
Rendez-vous.
Rendez-vous.
Be sure to always catch us at UBC FM, UBC Inspiring Uganda, that is 98.0 FM in Kampala, 99.4 FM in Lira, and 97.4 FM at Arua. It is also at our online platforms. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, and the YouTube channel, Rendez-Vous Rifdo, which is spelled as RENDEZ, a hyphen over there, VOUS, RIF in capital letters, and then 2. That is on our online social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channel. Remember, the programs showcase or they air at UBC Radio every Sunday at 8:15 p.m. The program is proudly sponsored by the RIFDO project of Makerere University, courtesy of the Department of European and Oriental Languages at Makerere University. Rendez-vous.
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 Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, mes amis. What does that imply? What does that imply to our listeners?
Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening. Encore une fois, merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, mes amis.
And if we are greeting them, how do we sing? Bonjour. Un, deux, trois, allez.
Bonjour, mes amis, comment ça va? Bonjour, mes amis, comment ça va? Bonjour,
mes amis, bonjour, mes amis, comment ça va? Bonjour, mes amis, comment ça va?
Bonjour, mes amis, comment ça va?
Ça va bien, ça va mal, ça va comme ci, comme ça. Bonjour, mes amis, comment ça va?
Programme Rendez-vous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Comment tu t'appelles? Voilà Lou. Je m'appelle. Comment tu t'appelles? Wanji. Papa.
Hey, Natukunda. Okello. French time. Yo, what's up? It's French time.
Bonjour à tous. Comment ça va?
Interactive teaching of French at Makerere University Rift Research Project. Johnny, Annie, Rendez-Vous. Rendez-vous.
So don't miss out on your favorite French learning show every Sunday from 8:15 to 9 p.m. here on UBC Radio.
On écrit sur les murs le nom de ceux qu'on aime, des messages pour les jours à venir. On écrit sur les murs à l'encre de nos veines, on dessine tout ce que l'on voudrait dire. Partout autour de nous, y a des signes d'espoir dans les regards. Donnons-leur écrit, car dans la nuit tout s'efface. Même leur trace. On écrit sur les murs le nom de ceux qu'on aime, des messages pour les jours à venir. On refrain nos visages métissages. On écrit sur les murs le nom de ceux qu'on aime, des messages pour les jours à venir. On écrit sur les murs à l'encre de nos veines, on dessine tout ce que l'on voudrait dire. On écrit sur les murs la force de nos rêves, nos espoirs en forme de gravité. On écrit sur les murs pour que l'amour se lève, un bonjour sur le monde endormi. On écrit sur les murs le nom de ceux qu'on aime, des messages pour les jours à venir. On écrit sur les murs à l'encre de nos veines, on dessine tout ce que l'on voudrait dire. On écrit sur les murs le nom de